Hey y'all, today's PowerPoint is on overly glazed characters. First of all, Itachi, he committed a genocide against his own clan, and the only exception he had was his younger brother could not be assassinated, which is just such a weird thing. Like, he could have advocated for everyone under the age of 10 not being assassinated, but I guess he was just like, nah, just my younger brother, that's it. I'm not gonna ask for any more. And a lot of people defend his actions by saying he was just following orders, but like, following orders is not a really good argument. It's been rejected before, and the government did not have the power to force him to do this. So, and you might say, okay, but it would have happened anyway. But like, no, it would not have happened anyway because he's really, really strong, and he would have been able to effectively warn and defend his clan, and I feel like that's something that's important. In addition, he was also supposed to be a spy for the Leaf Village by infiltrating the Akatsuki, but like, the Leaf Village did not have any information on the Akatsuki. Every single thing that the Akatsuki did, the Leaf Village was just completely shocked by. He was a horrible spy. Next up is Conquest. His name is a title. He conquers planets, and he's one of the most effective Viltrumites at conquering planets, and you would expect him to be way stronger than he was. And I know that saying that he should be stronger even though he destroyed multiple cities is insane, but like, he got 2v1 by Mark and Atom Eve. Atom Eve had her powers as a child, but like, her powers weren't fully unlocked, and Mark only had his powers as a Viltrumite for like 2 to 3 years at this point, and the fact that they were able to 2v1 one of the strongest, oldest Viltrumites just seems way too crazy to me. Also, his speech about being extremely lonely just felt horrifyingly creepy. If he whispered that in Atom Eve's ears, then we would have been calling the police. Next up is Aizen from Bleach. In the show, he's supposed to be this extremely smart, intelligent guy that's constantly outsmarting his opponents, and that's why he's constantly winning. However, his character was extremely physically powerful. In addition, he was also able to cast those Soul Society spells at an extremely effective rate, and he was basically a wizard in addition to being able to have a Bankai that gave him complete hypnosis. So no wonder why his character is just completely broken. There was absolutely zero way his character would ever lose without any plot device, and that plot device ended up being Ichigo. So I feel like his character is just completely boring. That's why I don't like him. It's not because he's not strong. He's obviously overpowered. Next up is Shanks from One Piece. He starts off the show by having an incredibly powerful devil fruit, and then Luffy eats that devil fruit, and guess what he does? He completely abandons Luffy. And I assume that a bunch of bounty hunters would go after Luffy if they knew that he had this broken devil fruit. So the fact that he abandoned him just seems extremely careless. In addition, he also is able to just constantly walk into the world government building and snitch on people like a rat, which, can you imagine if like a gangster walked into the FBI building and snitched on a rival gangster? Like, that's such a pathetic loser move. And third of all, at the end of every arc, he looks at a wanted poster of Luffy and then starts smiling as if he was somehow relevant for Luffy's win. He did nothing. He does nothing. In the entire 1000 chapters, he did like 3 things. Lastly, Jin Woo from Solo Leveling. I had an entire rant about Solo Leveling. I just really don't like Jin Woo anymore. His character just became a overpowered self-insert. His character does nothing except pretend to be shocked by the opponent's power, and then he immediately speed blitzes them and then just destroys the opponents. Even in Dragon Ball, where like Goku's supposed to be this meme of the strongest character ever, even Goku loses constantly at the beginning of an arc, and then he has to learn to train and power up in order to become way stronger, and then Goku's able to get the W. Jin Woo doesn't need that loss. He doesn't need any trials and tribulations. He just speed blitzes everyone and just instantly gets the W. His character is insanely boring. Click the video at the center of the screen. I promise this will not put you in a time loop where you watch a ton of my videos. So just click this video. This is the first and last time I'm going to make this announcement. Just click the video over here.